Do I have a cough button?
Raise that up. Raise it up now.
Good morning. We're in Laguna Beach for the second weekend of the Southwest Division Women's Playdowns. I'm Kelly Warren, and I'll be assisting with some of the announcement and discussion today with our technical genius, Gary Barnes. Best wishes to Scott Roberts, who is unable to join us today, and we hope he's doing well at home, suffering a little under the weather.
Good morning, everyone.
Thank you, Gary. As we're setting up cameras here, we have a morning match. This is for the Stars bracket of the Southwest Division, and Nunes from Newport Harbor Lawn Bowling Club will be rolling up against Joanne Hedgespeth from the Laguna Beach Lawn Bowling Club, and currently has not lost a match, and Joanne has only lost one, so the top of the heap is still at stake in this morning's game. They've concluded announcements, starting their warm-ups. Jackie Hogan will be assisting as our marker today. You'll see her wandering up and down. A little bit of pregame discussion at the far end before we go live with our cameras. I'd like to welcome our friends from World Bowls in Melbourne if you're awake at 2 in the morning. Not sure what time the bars close in Melbourne, but I'm sure there's a few spectators. And I'm told we have our friends in Tramontana, Italy joining us today. They'll be more interested in the afternoon match when their daughter Julia Gallo will be playing. A little overcast in Laguna this morning, what we call the morning Southern California haze, but we do anticipate it breaking and having a nice sunny warm day in the mid-80s. We're still rolling trial bowls, and apparently has taken the mat and is working on our first set of trials. Every day is an exciting adventure with the cameras and our setups here. So as we're trying to get everything online, we'll have visual in a moment. In the meantime, I will sing you a lullaby. For those that want to come back this afternoon and watch our afternoon broadcast, it'll be from the Stripes bracket, in which scheduled to be Julia Gallo versus Inger Benson. Julia and Inger are both undefeated in their bracket going into the morning, so they may come to that match tied for first place with a key match at stake.
.21 points.
So our games are played to 21 points. Unlike Wimbledon, you don't have to win by 2.
What is the head camera, this camera. What IP address?
So welcome to our feed as it shows up in your living rooms or at the bar if you're on last call in Melbourne.
There you go.
Anne is delivering her final trial on the first set of trials. Rolling towards the ocean. Greens are in great shape here at Laguna Beach. Big shout out and thanks to their greens committee who takes excellent care of these greens and always maintains them in top condition. And of course, I may be biased because I'm from Southern California, but the most beautiful green in the United States. I call it the Pebble Beach of lawn bowling. We're seeing the crossover on the first set of trials now.
Okay, we're gonna have to switch cameras now. What's the what's that camera down there?
Special thanks to our technical crew, Steve Narmontes and Gary Barnes, who will be double dutying as co-announcer today.
I don't have 7.
I see that. Yeah, I'm trying to figure out which one it is.
One of our cameras or cables may not be working as well as it was last night when we ran the test run.
But this kind of
Takes a village to coordinate these events.
Oh, that's not it.
We test all of our cameras and cables off-site the night before, and when we show up in the morning, if they all work night before, everybody smiles. If not, we go into hurry up mode.
Okay, that's it's AD2B.
how this is not even working here at all.
Joanne's second trial bowl, rolling away from the ocean.
Okay, I got this now. So
All right, so it's not this camera. So camera 6. And what camera is that?
On your scoreboard today, and you can see the marker using paddles, and will be the red candidate. Nice toucher on that trial. Don't waste those, Ann.
See, here's what I've got.
Joanne will be
So what's that camera?
marked as the blue paddles or blue on our scoreboard.
it's not 710F either.
Okay, no, it's ADB2. Okay, so this one's okay. It's this one down here that we need to.
And again, our marker is
What's this
Jackie
camera
Hogan.
here?
Jackie hails out of Cambria Lawn Bowling Club on the Central Coast,
CF9.
our northernmost club in the Southwest Division.
That's what it says, but it's not. Okay, no, it should be the camera that's on this, on Joanne.
Right, that should be CF9.
No. CF9 is, look at this. CF9 is here. CF9 should be looking at on the map.
Joanne's last trial bowl. And is bowling the purple bowls today. Joanne has the multicolored patriotic bowls.
What is that?
That's F-16.
Trials are now concluded as they return to the starting gates. Let the festivities begin. Ladies, start your
Those 3 and
engines.
4 have been swapped.
Yeah, I
That's
know.
what the problem is here.
A smile and a handshake. The mat is down, and here we go. Laguna Beach Women's Singles Playdowns. And Nunes versus Joanne Hedgespeth. First jack, about a yard short of the tee. Mat looks all the way back.
So this is 6C F9. Matt camera.
And with a forehand delivery.
6C F9.
Great opener, jack high.
Jack is 7-3 dB.
Joanne's reply.
So this is
Set up nicely, about a
okay, you got that?
yard behind the jack in receiving position. And second delivery. Finds that little hole and slightly in front of Joanne's first delivery. Both bowlers remaining with their forehand. Joanne takes a little weight off and just shy of the jack. Appears to be in second position. And appears to be switching to her backhand now. And bowl comes up about 3-4 feet short.
Paddles. Mention the paddles.
Joanne remains on the forehand, trying to drop just under. Good looking ball. Takes and back. Joanne seems to have signaled red holding 1 still. And has gone back to the forehand now. Pushes her bowl in. Joanne's final bowl returns to the forehand. Jackie Hogan, our marker, with the paddles. A stunner right on top of the jack. They have agreed. Joanne's final bowl wins the head. And we come out of the gate 1-0 Joanne Hedgespeth. Excellent fourth bowl. Toucher rested on the jack.
We're good.
So Joanne is a mat and a width of a foot in front of the tee.
Size 16 is the mat.
Delivering her jack, it appears to be a couple of yards in front of the jack, a little shorter.
DB2.
Joanne starting on her forehand. Comes up a bit short of the jack. It's early. We had a cloud cover last night, so the greens are still a bit damp. They'll speed up as the day goes on.
How we get it working, and it's just magic. So are all the scenes going to work now, or do you have to change it every
No, all
time?
the season. We should be good.
Hands delivery further in front. Gary and Steve are high-fiving each other with their success in getting the cameras operating to their expectations. We hope to deliver you an exciting and all sides match today.
Can you zoom in a little?
Joanne adds a bit of weight. Still a yard short though.
There you go. So you can see.
Nice toucher by Ann. Didn't want to be short again. Holding one now. Joanne asked distance between her first bowl, which shows about a yard in front. I suspect she'll stay on her forehand. Joanne's third bowl. Unfortunately, finds a little bit of the crowd. And trying to repeat her last bowl and run around everything. Just a bit short, but Anna's still holding one. Both of them had decided it's time to wander down and take a look. We have other matches in both the Stars and Stripes bracket. You'll notice up in your left-hand screen of interest to those in the afternoon and our friends in Tramontana, Italy. Julia is rolling against Melanie Visignor this morning. If she wins, she will remain undefeated. Inger is rolling against Maureen Schulte, also leading 1-0, and if she wins, she will remain undefeated, and then we will have an exciting, important second match in store for you this afternoon. Joanne's decided to switch hands. Works around her last bowl. Still appears to be a little short. And Nunes holding one. Probably will go to her backhand. I guessed right. Slides by, a little change of direction. Angle's a little off, so hard to tell. Measures out. Our marker, Jackie Hogan. No signal yet. Was a type measure. Jackie is also one of our umpires, and so they have asked for an umpire measure. This measure is brought to you by our good friends at Arrow Bowls USA. Provide us an awning, skirts, bowls, Jackie has completed her measures and one red paddle. Match is now tied. Thank you, Jackie. And on the mat, Jack is about 5 feet short of the tee. Going back to her forehand. And purple bowl, about a foot short. Maybe 9.5 inches, hard to tell from here. Doing the math real quick to figure out the centimeters. Joanne's bowl about 4 feet short and stays with her forehand. Trying to make it better. Nice receiving position, about 2 feet behind the jack. Joanne improves her first bowl. Gives it a nudge. Jackie signals and still holding just one. Over on her rink, Julie appears to have scored 2 more with a 3-0 lead. and switches to her forehand with a nice delivery. 2 bowls in catching position. Joanne waiting for some of the traffic behind the jack to clear as she is focusing on her next most important shot. Appears to be setting up for a backhand delivery. This won't be short. Bowl does stay up about 18 inches short of the ditch. And asking for the count. Jackie gives us 1 for sure, measure for number 2. And staying on the backhand. Plenty to use behind the jack there. And has completed her bowls. Joanne wandering down to get a clearer look at the head. Does appear to be now 2 in the same measure. The 2 Marys on the far rink are in a 2-2 tie dog fight. An important bowl for Joanne here, taking her time, setting up for a backhand delivery. She can catch an edge of her front bowl, wander through the little hole. Doesn't look too far off here. Just didn't find any friends. And putting down the measure for that 3rd shot. That'll be 2 for Anne. Measure in Joanne's favor. We're now at 3-1. I see Inger marking the scoreboard down on her end, so Maureen has pulled a bit closer. Melanie scored, and her match with Julia, they're now 3-1. We're watching that match because it sets up our afternoon broadcast. Every other match just as important. Anne's delivery, not short. Joanne's answer. A bit short. Hard to tell the distance. And makes the adjustment and leaves her bowl about a foot short of the jack. They're at the far end, a little harder to see from here. Joanne's reply adds a little, but not enough. And comes back to her initial bowl. Maybe in the count. Joanne's creeping up on the jack. Again, the angle's a little off with our camera lined up behind the jack. Looks like one. Oh, Gary's got his new toy working now. And drifting around, looking for the right weight. Does come up a tad short. And completes her delivery. Joanne coming down to have a look. Jan's best bowl. Can use a little help forward. Doesn't want to come through too hard on the other hand with hands catchers back there. Joanne stays on her forehand, trying to find that slot. A little nudge, probably not enough. Measures every end, as you're going to expect with these two excellent bowlers. Jackie signals one more for hand. While they're changing over, Julie Buchanan and Susie Houston have a competitive match, tied at 3 down on their rink. Nancy Santos has jumped out to a early 4-0 lead. Nancy being coached by her husband Tony today, who is registered to be allowed to coach her during the match. He's allowed to consult with her only when she's on the mat, and he cannot go onto the greens, so must talk to her while on the bank. And delivery, Jack is on the tee. about 18 inches behind. Effective first delivery. Joanne's backhand delivery. Drifts about a foot behind Anne's initial shot. Anne's going to stay on her forehand. Same line. About the same distance short. May not look the same on the camera, but I have a side view from here. It's right in front of us. They look about equidistant. Joanne staying on the backhand. And holding 2. Marker Jackie gives us shoulder width in front. And switches over to her backhand on her third delivery. Little kiss as she goes by. Little mark. Jackie being asked to provide tells us the bowl behind is shot bowl, and there's a measure for number 2. Joanne stays on her backhand. Just needs to take a foot and a half off, and she's right on it. Job done. Great bowl. Joanne now holding. I suspect Anne will want to get a look at it and come on her backhand. Get that jacker bowl shot with her 2 catchers right behind it. Didn't take long. Saw what she needed to see and now sizing it up. Walking backwards, looking, turning around. Knows what she has to do. Bowls away. Jacker bowl and a toucher. Jack and bowl. Or bull and jack. Joanne in the thinking position. Joanne certainly wants to get shot here. Probably doesn't want to be too aggressive though, because the jack is lined up to move to those 2 catchers. But then what do I know? I'm just the announcer. Lined up for a backhand delivery. Not far off. Oh, did give it some weight. It appears the measures will come out once again. Nope, no measures today. That's one more for Ann. We're now at 5-1. Game is to 21, not number of ends. Ann's brought the mat up at about 6-8 feet in front of the jack now. Jackie sets up on the tee. And on her forehand.
Can you move that, tilt the camera a little bit? Is that what you
Just move it back 6 inches. Get a better view of the pitch if you need to.
And with a toucher resting up just in front of the jack. Excellent first bowl. Keeping the pressure on. Joanne's reply. Rolls up yard, 4 feet short, hard to tell. Not in Ann's way as she tries to repeat. A little kiss and a help. And now she's locked up the front of the jack. Joanne doesn't want to be short on this one. Try and put a little rattle on those two in front. Squeeze between. Good ball. Head gets just a little bigger now. And uses that, 1 in, 1 out. She added a bit of weight, but got a little direction change assistance from Joanne's prior bowl. Still down 2. Ladies wandering down to take a look. Following up on her other scores, Julia Gallo is snuck out to a 5-2 lead in her match with Melanie. Inger and Maureen set up with a 1-point advantage for Inger. Apparently Nancy's getting some good coaching from husband Tony. She's out to a sizable lead at the halfway point on the scoreboard. Joanne is now on the mat. looking to find that little pocket. Joanne comes down to see what's happening as Anne returns to the mat. I suspect Anne will try and copy and paste her last couple bowls. Find that gap. Good weight, went a little wider.
Is Hedgespeth need an E after a G? I'm not sure if I was
Yeah, I think so. Yeah.
Joanne with her final bowl has had a good look at the head.
And then right there.
Saw it build.
I believe so.
Deep breath.
It matches what's up here anyway.
Yeah, no, it's right. Thanks. Scott usually checks out this one.
I'll be at home saying, "This road."
Joanne coming down aggressively. Just got an edge. Jackie's given us a preliminary 2 paddle signal. The bowlers agree. 2 more for Anne at 7-1. Anne remains undefeated in the Stars bracket. Joanne, with only 1 loss, wants this match in order to pull into a tie. They'll have 1 more match this afternoon, and then tomorrow, the final of the round robin. If there's a tie for first place, there will be a full match playoff. No tiebreakers set up. For the second or lower positions, then we get to our tiebreaker scheme plus points. And again with a great opener, a bit heavy, but brought the jack with her and just short of the jack. Joanne give us or Jackie, the couple inches as it rolls over to get a centimeter closer.
Those cameras on, they tighten the.
I noticed, yeah.
Joanne's first delivery. Couple more inches. I don't know if you can hear Jackie. She's got Anne's bowl, the back at the front edge of the jack. And with a very effective second bowl. About a bowl behind her last bowl, which would mean the front of the bowl is on the back of the jack. Joanne shows the backhand delivery, just leaves it yard short. Marker Jackie has Ann holding 2. And with 2 excellent bowls, change up nothing, she hopes. Not sure if that's him for 3rd shot. Let's see what Joanne has to say. And looking to keep doing what she's doing. Some commotion behind the head there, and waiting for it to die down. And last bowl a little short. I don't think it's in the count. Does change up Jackie's shot, or sorry, Joanne's shot. Not sure she wants to come on that backhand again. Bit of traffic in front. Of course, the risk is if she comes on her forehand and edges her bowl out, it's the only one that is in the head for her right now, so it's a big moment. She is lined up for a forehand delivery. Just a little through the head. Not what she was hoping. And puts a measure on the one in the head against all others. Pulls 2. Pulls 3. And gets a bonanza 4-bowl end. And continues with the mat, 6 feet in front of the tee. Delivers the jack at the other end, about 6 feet short of the tee. And gets right to it, keeping her rhythm. Drops her ball on the tee. Joanne is still working on getting her weight right. Let's see how Anne's adjustment. A bit short, but certainly shotable. Again, a little bit of commotion behind the head. We have two greens here at Laguna Beach. The near green is where the competition for Stars and Stripes are today. The far green for social bowlers, lessons, clubs. A lot of people moving across to the far green right now as they're about to start their morning matches. Looks like Hall of Famer Ivan Hyland walking by. Joanne is now ready. Joanne's backhand shot just the perils of first bowl short is it becomes a source of interference if you continue. This direction Anne is consistently bowled her backhand, moves a little wider to go around everything. Effective, just in front of the jack. Holding at least two. Joanne remains with the backhand. Leaves her bowl short. And again on the forehand, just coming around or using her previous bowl. Holding three now. Anne is comfortable. She'll continue playing with her rhythm and pace. Joanne, a little assistance from her bowl. Cuts up from 3-1, I believe. Yes. Effective. Little things like that will build a sense of confidence as the match goes on, especially when it feels like it's just getting away. And delivers the jack back to the tee. Over on rink 4, Melanie just scored a point, so I believe that will change to 6-5 in her match with Julia Gallo. Her opponent will be Inger Benson this afternoon, who's moved out to a more comfortable lead. Anne's ball did stay up.
Val, you can't walk on the green.
Jackie signals 2 red. And just building ahead around the jack. Joanne wants to press down to the metal now. Joanne's third bowl closer, still a bit short. And using the finger measure to gain an opinion. Anne's fourth bowl stays on her forehand. Has a wide berth. Leaves it behind, but stays up. Jackie's keeping us in suspense as to what this count might be. This is real, folks. This isn't AI reproductions. Joanne following her bowl, hoping for a little help. Didn't get it. Joanne placed a little block behind in order to keep her bowl from tipping over while they were contemplating. Joanne, successful. Old shot, takes mat. This is where sometimes we see a momentum shift. Joanne makes the point, gets the mat,
Joanne,
opts to bring the mat way out. For those newer bowlers, whoever wins the previous hand can set the mat at their pleasure. The front must be at least 2 meters from the ditch, but can go all the way out to the near hog line. Joanne's about halfway up now. Joanne delivers short of the tees. This is the by far shortest jack we've played all day. And to Joanne's liking, she comes up just a little bit short. And is used to this, waves at the jack as she passes by. And with a wonderful toucher right in front of the jack. Marker Jackie tells us about a foot or so in front. Looks closer from here. And didn't want to leave it short. Put her bowl in catching position. Joanne building some momentum here now. And stays on her forehand. Still a good result for Anne. She has 2 bowls. If there's contact with Joanne's bowl in front, that jack could wander back to the 2 purples.
Kelly Lacy is beating Joe Robbins.
Joanne's delivery sets up nice, brings the jack back. She was still holding. Create a little bit of an opportunity. And can be a little aggressive. She can take the jack back and has 2 different catchers. She can rest Joanne through. Joanne's forehand delivery. Won't be short. Just didn't get the elbow. That's one more for Joanne. This is where momentum starts to build. She'll probably move the mat up again. Seemed to work for her last time. Steps up. I love it when the bowler makes a genius out of me. Looks like Joanne has the mat about the same distance up as on the previous end, down at the other end, so it's harder for us to see. Brings the jack back just past the tee line, so it'll be spotted on the tee by marker Jackie. Joanne's first delivery sets up comfortably behind the jack in receiving position. Not sure. Julie is on the mat setting the jack, so she won the previous end. They haven't marked the score yet. Melanie had stepped out to an 8-6 lead. So we'll find out shortly. Joanne's second bowl. About 18 inches short, hard to tell. And second bowl, nice improvement, sets up next to the jack. I thought I saw the jack wiggle. I haven't seen Jackie mark it though.
She's saying it's not a toucher.
Not a toucher. Thank you, Gary. Gary Barnes on autocorrect here, making sure all my mistakes are cleaned up. Joanne says that's enough of that. Effective. I suspect holding a couple. And then just put it right back. And drifts through. Marker Jackie signals only one for Joanne. It's what I call a COVID jack. Everyone's 3 feet away. Watching for some form of signal. None given. And follows up on the forehand again. Looking for a little fourth bowl magic. Comes up a bit short. Got a little momentum switch happening here. Anne's going to place a measure on her bowl and measure against all others. That was 2 more for Joanne. Got a match developing here. For those watching the scoreboard, especially back in I'm sorry, I don't have the pronunciation right. Julia's parents, Ornella and Enrico. Julia moved out to a lead. I can see their head from here. It looks like Melanie might be holding. Joanne staying with her short mat. A little bit of commotion again behind. We're in the 12th end in this match, 12-5. And Nunes leading Joanne Hedgespeth. Nice delivery. This is where that 1 end, 3 ends ago, a little momentum switch. Over on rink 2, Melanie did score, so I suspect it's now 9-9 in the Julia-Melanie match. And not far off here. Almost, but not enough. Joanne stays with her forehand delivery. A little short. Anne's been on this forehand in this direction, going around everything consistently. Again. Added a little weight, now in catching position. Still down 1 though. Joanne looking to build on her momentum and cut into that diminishing lead. Joanne with the closer back ball now. And stays on her forehand. With a very effective delivery, pushes Joanne's ball through. Probably down 2 now. A little bit of a dagger bowl there from Anne. Joanne will probably want to stay forehand. She can just catch Anne's bowl and push that jack back a little. 18 inches or so. She could be holding 2. Anne still has an answer bowl, but here's a chance for Joanne to build this momentum. Delivers a forehand bowl, get around that. Not sure if that cut it to 1, but what's the old adage? Weight beats line. Might be time for Anne to go to her backhand. Yep. She just now wants to come into her little purple bowl just off to the right. Just roll it over. Just like that. One out, two out. They agree on two. And steals back a little of that momentum. We're at 14-5 after 12 ends. Trying to eyeball the Julia and Melanie match. Can't see it from here, but they're tied 9-9. Important match. We'll have Julia this afternoon. Hello to Ornella and Enrico back in Tramontana, Italy. I understand it gets a little hot there. What is it? Early evening? Time for an evening glass of Italian wine if they're so inclined. And goes back to bringing the mat back near the tee. This is where she's been scoring all day, just short of the jack. Joanne sets up behind the jack. This longer jack, she's not been quite as accurate with her weight as on that short mat, short jack she had been working once she took over the mat. And stays on her forehand. Comes up a bit short on this one. Couple of yards. Kind of in Joanne's eye. Gets under it. Comes back to the jack, holding one. And adds weight, but still 4 or 5 feet short. Joanne can just repeat coming under that and catch the edge of Anne's bowl and push it out, or even use her own. Bit skinnier. The winner of this tournament will represent the Southwest Division as the Stars entry at the National Tournament to be hosted right here in Laguna Beach later this year. I believe this will be the second year of the National Tournament here. Players from the champions, mind you, from the other divisions all come to compete to crown our national champion. And switched over to her backhand. Has a better weight result than the previous two. Still down one. And holding 2 and 3 though. I imagine Joanne will Try and come just inside Anne's front set and push Anne through. Rest on her own. As promised. Got a little wider. Just get that elbow right now. Hurry. Didn't quite get there, but still good for one. Joanne gets the mat back, moves it back to that mat up position she was enjoying some success with. Over in Julie and Melanie's match, I see Melanie marking the scoreboard, which would tell us Julia prevailed on the previous end. How much, we'll find out shortly when the lovely Sheila Conti, who is updating our end-by-end scoring, gives us the news. I was asked to fill in for Scott Roberts today, so Sheila took over my job. This jack looks even shorter than the others. And even looked at it for a moment to see if it was the required 21 meters. World Bulls plays a minimum jack length of 23 meters, I believe. Speaking of World Bulls, our friends back in Melbourne, either waking up very early. Hello, Australia. Excellent ball by Anne. Slight adjustment here. Moves the jack. Certainly holding one. Joanne eyeballing. Looks like she's moving towards the backhand. Nice delivery, nice line, just a bowl too far. That can be a Hollywood movie, a bowl too far. And ties that up with her bowl in front. Joanne needs to get a look at the angles here. Come on, Sheila, where's our update? Our friends in Italy are anxiously waiting. Joanne sizes up her shot. Stays on that forehand, just an edge. Ooh, that worked out. That's could have been one of those or that shots. Certainly was in one of the planned outcomes, though. And hands on the hips. Growling. Grr. And sizing up her shot. Is not coming up short. So Anne's plan was just hit that pile. Joanne was already holding, so if she pushes everything back and still holding, didn't change, but opportunity that she could push Joanne out and hold 2 or 3. She knows what she's doing. (14-7). We've played 14 ends in this match. Joanne stays with the short mat, staging a little bit of a comeback. 12-1 to now 14-7. Little crooked number here, and she's right back in it. Joanne's delivery, not shy. Stays up. And delivering on her forehand. She's been mostly forehand both directions today. About a foot short. Joanne also on the forehand. Definitely doesn't want to be short. And she's not. Little chalk mark. Joanne's first bowl is now more significant. Little crack of the egg there. Joanne's still holding. She's about a bowl in front now. Joanne's third bowl, staying on her forehand. Sets up behind into a receiving position. Good delivery. Certainly not wasted. And sizing up her backhand now. Couple opportunities. Not a foot behind the jack, but narrow. Joanne feeling a little confidence now that she's cut into this lead. She's won 5 of the last 6 ends now. Big difference in this match is the 7th end where Ann scored all 4. Tight measures, but did get all 4. Joanne's on her forehand. Not far off here. So by playing a little short, didn't hurt her, works out, keeps Ann from just coming in and slicing the jack. And shot needs to be more perfect on her backhand if she opts to go that way. Nope, she's coming on her forehand. Pushers through. Nope. But one more for Joanne after 15 ends, 14-8. And that's now 6 out of the last 7 ends for Joanne. I haven't mentioned Kelly Lacey's match. She's a little obscured, but she's got Joan Robbins Dormy at 20-10 way down on rink 1. Kelly's a new bowler, started it a little over a year ago, but works a lot and has become a quality teammate and excellent singles bowler. Great opener by Joanne, keeping the pressure on, riding that little wave of momentum. And goes back to her familiar backhand or forehand delivery on this. And takes that. Joanne switches to the backhand. Just needs to find that, and it appears that she almost did. Knows what to do with her next ball, though. And meanwhile stays on that familiar. Oh, she did switch. Ooh, a little direction changer. Another toucher. Too bad it wasn't their last bowl for Joanne. Definitely Joanne will want to pop that. And comes with velocity. Sorry, I was too excited. Joanne comes down, looking at it. Her previous bull did go into the ditch, so as off, but she does have best back. She has the tee. I don't think we're going to see a finesse short bull here. Looks like the jack is just nestled between those bulls. Not enough room to go through. She's had 2 attempts at more or less the same shot. Just found an edge twice in a row. And it looks like she may be holding 3 here. Wide open for all 4. I believe it's 4. I haven't seen a preliminary signal. Yep. There's the risk at trying to pick the jack or pick a bull with a weighted shot. If you don't get it, then you just leave both wings wide open for scoring opportunities. And Joanne wasn't far off with any one of those 3 runners. Each one just missed the target by millimeters. For those in the United States, a millimeter is 1/100th of a centimeter. Centimeter 2.54 equal an inch. Shall I go on? Test my knowledge. People in Australia laughing at us. And delivers a great first bowl. Move the mat back just short of the jack. Joanne's getting more to now or never time.
Joystick is set for the jack counter.
Okay.
And comes up a couple of yards short. Joanne needs something a little precise. The front of the jack is taken. Not wasted in receiving position. And still on her forehand. And just needs to make it hard to get in there at this point in the game. Joanne doesn't appear to be short. There's weight. Get back there. And just needs a couple ones. Joanne needs to score however she can find it. Anne's ball in front prevented that. One more for Anne. 19-8 after 17 ends. Just updating the scoreboard. Jane managed a bit of a comeback after falling down early to Nancy Santos. She's within 5 after starting 10 down. Julia's 4 ahead of Melanie now. We'll have Julie in the afternoon match against Inger Benson. Inger is out to a comfortable lead. The two of them are undefeated in the stripes division, so that afternoon game is going to be big, big, big if these results stay the way they are. Big, capital B, capital I, capital G. Joanne needs to be up. Not wasted. Early on, Joanne was a bit short. She's corrected that now. And the consummate professional just keep pouring it on.
Quick end.
Slow drip.
Yeah.
Ian only needs 2 points to win this.
A little break in the action. Joanne now delivering on her forehand. Can use her first bowl. She's been coming this way. Huh? Not a bad position. And can try and score more, or she might want to think about coming to those 2 bowls Joanne laid out. Cut back the scoring opportunity. If Scott were here, he'd be drawing your diagram. Hey. Not really in Joanne's way with that weight. There we go. Thank you, Gary. Scott sitting at home on his couch laughing at us. Joanne's still on that forehand. Definitely weight this time. Edge, yes, and toucher in the ditch. And there's that shot. As Charlie Herbert says, with weight comes wonder.
Yeah, can't do it.
Fortunately, we can't show you. Good news is Joanne's holding 3. The less good news is Anne can cut it to 1 with
Can't do it.
anything near the tee. She doesn't need to score, she just doesn't want to give up the big number. And delivers a forehand bowl. Effective. Not sure who's holding. At this stage of the game, if Joanne wants to try and cash in on the opportunity, she could just rest Anne into the ditch, and if she doesn't go in, she would be holding 4. So there is a 4-point opportunity on the pitch. Pitch, that's a FIFA term. And now Joanne just needs to pitch it. Oh, when does it end? Not leaving it short. Just didn't get it. Yep, that was her shot. Try for 4. I believe Joanne is still holding, though.
One.
That's 1 for Joanne. So, Gary, do we have a time for this second match that's going to start? Just
No, probably
after the first match is over?
half an hour after everybody else gets done.
So Inger's now ahead 1,920 to 13. I think we could probably call that match in the bank. For Ornella and Enrico back in Tramontana, Italy. Giulia's match will probably be half hour to an hour after this match is finished. I know you'll be back for that match. Time to take a break in Italy. What is it? 5 in the evening there? Joanne starts off. Nice. Effective. Toucher. Inches in front of the jack. I'm not going away, Anne. You got to beat me. We do see that Giulia did prevail in her match. So Giulia will remain undefeated. Oh, and what used to be 2 inches is now 2 centimeters. Inger's got Marine Dormy, so we are going to have that big match between the undefeated Stripes contestants this afternoon. Ooh, effective. Joanne in for 2. Anne's delivery to try and mess this up. Not far off. Joanne looks like she's staying on her forehand. Perhaps split those two, but without too much force. Takes best back. That'll keep Anne a little honest. Anne can come in with any speed she wants to find those two bowls.
I found one.
Over on the other green, I touted Kelly Lacey's play just as Joan Robbins started to come back, so their match has tightened up a little bit. Kelly's been on 20 for a bit. They're standing around with a measure on her ring. Here comes Joanne, staying on the forehand. Not bad position. Anne's got a lot of options. Already down one. Room in the budget. Although Joanne has number 3 and doesn't want to knock herself out without staying there. Coming on the backhand. She tries to drop one right in there. Just a little push. Not far off. Hops up and down. Gives it the aw shucks as she goes by. One more for Joanne. 1910 after 19 ends.
1911.
Oh.
Okay.
We have a scoring debate here.
All right, 1910.
Kelly, good. 1910. Joanne goes back to bringing the mat up. Just one big end away from putting this match back on the bank. Apparently Kelly Lacey did not prevail, so she's still on 20. I see Joan on the mat. Joanne with an effective first bowl. And will stay right on her forehand that she's been playing this direction all day long. Jack or bolt? Nice. I suspect that shot angles a little off, but creates a bit of a target there for Joanne. Comes on the forehand. Edge in. Added some weight. Not wasted. And a little short. And it cuts off the angle on the jack or bull a little bit. Joanne on the forehand still. Not far off here. Not far off. Hello. Suddenly two. And stayed on her forehand. Hello back. Hey. Another Nunes dagger. Just when I thought I had it. Joanne with her last bowl. We've seen this shot going this direction several times now. A couple ends ago, Joanne had to run with some weight and missed it by millimeters 3 times. Probably not as much weight, but any jack movement favors Joanne. And does she get it? Yes, she does. Like a surgeon. Scalpel in hand. She gets the nod of approval from Anne. And coming with her forehand. Little risk here. Ouch. There's dagger number 2. Take this. Take that. Got you back. Former world champion Anne Nunes with 2 daggers in a row. I see Kelly Lacey and Joan Robin shaking hands. Kelly prevailed. Congratulations. Susie and Julie still bowling it down there. Looks like Julie's holding on their match. And again brings the mat back. Leaves the jack shorter this time. Same mat, change up the distance. Same result. Foot behind the jack. Looks closer. It's a foot. I can see it from here. Joanne just a little short. Looks closer, but and switched over to her backhand, and it's a couple of yards out in front of the head that's developing. Joanne coming and touches. And I believe is holding. Yes. Thank you, Jackie. And on her forehand, wick in or go straight in. Didn't ruin anything. Jackie Hogan from Cambria, our marker. Also a counselor from the Southwest Division. Here comes Joanne. Up in that front area. They each still have a ball left, and with her last one. So it looks like Susie Houston and Julie are shaking hands. I presume Susie prevailed down there. Congratulations. The Marys are still going at it down on rink 1. 2-point lead for Mary Speece over Mary Thompson. Here comes Ann. Isn't going to be short. Oh. Joanne holding 1. A lot of risk here. Looks like, yeah, she's not even going to roll. Chance of getting a second shot would be perfect, and with game on the line, decides not to take the risk. That ain't chicken, folks. That's smart. We're at the final 22nd end now. For those who don't recognize my voice, I'm Kelly Warren, filling in for our esteemed announcer Scott Roberts, who's home a little under the weather today, being joined by our crew, Gary Barnes, Steve Normantes, Sheila Conte over on the play-by-play, end-by-end scoreboard, and the host of others at Laguna Beach, Southwest Division Singles Playdown Stars Division. Ann is undefeated so far with 2 to go. Joanne's only lost 1. Needs to get in this. Joanne's won 10 ends in this game. They're about even on ends. Just Ann has a couple more crooked numbers. And 2 lopsided 4-point ends that, unfortunately, skew the scoreboard. Game's closer than it looks when you play N by N. One of those fours was just one of those loose ends. Good delivery by Joanne. The other one, Joanne had to run at it, and 3 bowls, a total of 4 millimeters off, unfortunately left a 4 on the board. And a little short. Joanne still mounting her charge. Looks like number 2. Requires Ann to be slightly more precise. Ann's been on this forehand, going a little wide, coming around. Just didn't get there. Marker Jackie, 2 blue. Here we go. Sound the bugle. Here comes the charge. Eh? Not sure if it's good for 3. Ann's tossed a couple daggers, the last couple ends from down here. See if she has another one in her sheath. No dagger there. I don't know what the count is. Jackie exploring, keeping the suspense up. Jackie, you're so mean to us. We gots to know. Did I fire 6 bullets or 5? I gots to know. Here comes Joanne's last bullet. Just gonna nudge these in a little bit. Very effective. Push, push. Sound the bugle. No signal. And might switch over to her backhand and see if she can work in either one of those purples. If she misses, not going to hurt herself. Like this, or like this. Wow, I know how to use the telestrator. Take that, Scott Roberts. And looks like she did. She's coming on the backhand. Just needs to show herself a little love. Huh. Hadn't gone that way, so. I see 3. That's a pretty crooked number. Oh, I see kicking. I see 3. Nice. That's Joanne's best end of the game. 2014 after 22 wins. Not going away, Miss Nunes. Joanne brings the mat up again to that familiar position she's been comfortable with. Joanne's won 10 of the last 14 ends. One more crooked number, and it's time to light up the barbecue. Here we go. Joanne, nice effective first delivery. Useful. And on the same forehand. Hung out a little bit. A little short of the jack. Probably shot. Jackie gives us a yard back on Joanne's ball. A little bit of a wick opportunity there. Or just draw the jack. And just a little bit of a sticky spot out there. Holds the bowl out. Joanne holding one in a tight match. Or trying to make it a tight match. Draws again. She's got that line down. Holding two. And looks like she's switching over to the backhand now. Anything between those two bolts. There's no elbow out there though. Joanne's had that forehand draw. She can stay the same. She could go backhand and try and find that same little hole. Just don't want to make the head bigger for her hand. She's staying on the forehand. Hoping for a copy and paste. Oh, or not. Came a little narrow. I don't know if that was an attempt at interference. Ann has best back bow. We haven't really seen a weighted shot from Ann yet. She's got a couple in the budget, but the budget's getting tight.
Okay, oh, we're almost done anyways.
She's on her forehand.
Down there.
Looks like a draw.
No, I'll come down there in a minute.
And dropped under. Oh, it wasn't a draw. It was a weighted shot. Two more.
Right there, right there.
23 ends.
She get how many?
Two.
20 to 16. Joanne Hedgespeth from Laguna Beach on her home green mounting a comeback. Not that Ann doesn't play her all the time. She lives right up the road. Again, this is a fantastic facility. Thank you for our friends from Laguna Beach for all they do for tournaments, both for Bowls USA and the Southwest Division. Joanne again. Mat up. Joanne's a bit short. And forehand all day long on this hand here. Wanders by, not too far. No one putting a chokehold on this end yet. Joanne stays on the forehand, just needs to add a little here and add a little out. And it looks like add and add. A little short, but now the counter. And interferes with Ann's forehand. In fact, it looks like Ann did switch to the backhand. Not sure if that was a friendly wick or a smooch as she went by. But Ann is now holding. Holding match if it stays this way. Joanne is now working the backhand, trying to find Ann's bowl or the jack as she does. Holding one. And is no longer holding match. Ann will probably now go back to that forehand that she's been working all day. No, she opted for the backhand, just needs to go under her last ball. Find it. Don't know what the result of that is. Got a toucher out of it. Had a receiver, a little slice back. Jackie, end the suspense, please, Jackie. We gots to know. And sitting at 20 if she wins this end. That includes the match. Joanne delivers from the forehand. Hoping to cover the runner. Ball does stay up. Did not go into the ditch. Looks like it's resting on the plant. I presume then that Joanne's holding one. Joanne wins this end, then either player can win on any end. I'm not going to try and predict what former world champion Ann Nunes is going to do. Looks like she's lined up for backhand. Won't be short with this one. Gotta be one. A 24 end game. Score 20-17. That means either player can win on any end. Ann just needs to win an end. Joanne needs a handful, minus a thumb. So Ann started out quickly, going out to a 12-1 lead in this game after 8 ends, but Joanne's come back now. She's won 12 of the last 16 ends, and a 12-1 lead is now only a 3.2017 lead. Seasoned pros here. Joanne blows on the jack as she goes by. And delivering from the forehand. Touches the jack, rolls about a yard through. End is open for anyone. Hard to tell from this angle. Ann's holding 2. Marker Jackie gives us 2 red paddles. Ann is holding match. Joanne wants to take it away. Joanne's forehand delivery. Effective, and has taken it away. Kind of hangs out there. And a little extra weight. Joanne's last bowl, and still has a reply bowl. Staying on the forehand. Bit short, not enough. Makes the angle slightly more precise for Ann. Certainly open to end the match. Forehand delivery. How's your weight? How's your weight? so I can't tell from here. Finger measure and concedes. I'm not going away, Anne, says Joanne. "25 ends in 2018. Can end at any time now." All the other matches are, oh no, the Marys are still at it. Joanne again. Mat up. After losing 7 of the first 8 ends, Joanne finally got a point, took the mat, and has been bringing it up ever since, every opportunity. Anne's been more comfortable hanging back with the mat. Nice opener. Sets up for Anne's forehand that she's been rolling all day going this way. Jack or bolt? Board draw it on the wing. Joanne asks for the score. It was verbal, so I still don't know. And just needs to ever so slightly be better. Didn't get the elbow. Added weight. Same line, added weight. Jackie's giving us a blue paddle, which means Joanne is still in it. Staying on the backhand. Just made that a tighter shot. Or as my partner, former partner, rest his soul, Ed Quo said, just another wick opportunity.
That's it.
Oh, sliced it right over. Well, Joanne's holding one. Joanne's got some decision. Do I try and block this up and make her make a perfect shot? Do I cover the back? Anne has everything in the back, so any jack movement's going to favor Anne. Joanne could shoot for match. Try and slice a little narrow. Take this right through. Well, coming on that direction. Edge. Okay. Match at stake. Hands on hips. I believe Anne's made up her mind what she wants to try and do. Can win the match right here. Does she have a dagger in her sheath? Lined up for backhand. Just didn't get it there.
The elusive 1 point.
Joanne Hedgespeth, in the words of Winston Churchill, I will never surrender. Didn't know you turned in for a history lesson today, did you? And to geography, no, not geography, measuring. Well, we got geography. We found out that Tramontana, Italy is the home of Ornella and Enrico Gallo, who will be anxiously watching this afternoon's match. Still don't know what time the bars close in Melbourne. What is it, 5 in the morning on a Sunday there? Joanne, mat up, delivery, forehand. In position. 2019. This match won't go 29 ends.
Oh, great.
And Nunes, fall over and touch. Looks about jack level. For those who lost track, we have a 26 end barn burner in the 27th. Joanne's not going to be short. Oh. Gave it a nudge. And looks like she's lining up on her backhand now. Not wasted, in receiving position. And Nunes holding match. Joanne's won 6 ends in a row since Anne got to 20. 20 to 10. It's now 2019. Joanne again. I don't know. I just thought someone better go get my nitro pills. I can't handle this anymore. I gotta go. I'm sorry. The call is a measure. and took a close look. Didn't hover. Thinks she knows. Joanne, respecting head etiquette and not stepping into the head, even though she's dying to. For those of you who aren't familiar, once your bull comes to a rest, it's not your head. It's inappropriate for you to step in. Here comes Ann Nunes. She's not far off. Oh, just missed it. Now Joanne gets that. She's on her knees. I don't know if she's begging or getting a better angle. Oh, she's on her knees on the other side now. What, you guys got a drone out there now? Even Marker Jackie is shaking. She's afraid she's going to have to measure this. Deep breath. Yep. Forehand. She's not far off, but not there either. No. Hands got the, if she thinks she's holding, she doesn't roll. She's, don't breathe too heavy, Ann. Oh, she's walking down to the mat.
That's the umpire besides you.
Doesn't know. I don't think Ann needs a dagger now. She just needs a little Swiss Army knife. A little thin blade. Deep breath. Forehand delivery. Just not going to get there. Okay. We still don't know. Jackie getting more exercise than she got all day, jogging to the other end for a special tool. Jackie Hogan, marker, umpire, caller of match. Whose best friend is she? Head umpire. Melanie Visignor, over on the bench, watching. Oh, how many tools you got in that bag, Jackie? Oh. I'm gonna set the bowls. Those look like collar stays I put in my suit shirt. Everything. Nothing's gonna move. Match on the line. Ann wins. Ann gets the measure, wins the match. Joanne gets it. 2020. Call 911. I need my nitro. I don't know. I can't stand the suspense. Let me tell you a story. No, never mind. Hey, little Red Riding Hood, you sure are looking good. You're everything. Oh, they're going to turn me down.
No pressure here.
Come on, Scott. Oh, a ball comes out. The handshake. Call the match for Ann Nunes.
All right, everybody. Thank you, Kelly.
Thank you, Gary. Appreciate all your effort and guidance.
So today's game has ended with Ann Nunes getting the winning point. We'll be back for the sixth game, probably in a half an hour or so. I want to thank Steve on the cameras. I want to thank Kelly for announcing today. Sheila for doing the live scoring. Joanne Narmontes, Joan Narmontes, and Gary Hiltunen for helping set up this morning. Hello to Scott Roberts. And that's the game.